Okay, good evening, everybody. Today is February 16th, right? So, so let us see our schedule first. So today, this weekend, there is a quiz, like quiz 4D. Okay, so please do not forget to take the quiz 4. Okay, and so next week, today is Tuesday. So next Thursday, so not this Thursday. Okay. So it's about 9 days from now. Okay, your test 1. So test 1, we will cover module 1 to 3. Okay, so module 1 to 3, that means review and reference parameter, call by value, call by reference, collection generics array list, and especially object oriented programming. Okay, so static, you will get question from static modifier. Okay, so then getter setter writing class with getter method, getter and setter method, overriding toString method, and advanced OAV polymorphism with abstract class and interface. Okay, and those stuffs mainly. Okay, so module 3. Okay, so definitely you will get a question to write a class and create object, to write constructors, default constructors, and override constructors, overloaded constructors, and then overriding toString method. Okay, and then related to inheritance, abstract class, another question from abstract class and interface. Okay, another class from polymorphism. So you remember the difference between an abstract class and an interface, right? And the difference between method overloading and method overriding. For the difference between a compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism with example of each type. Okay, method overloading is compile time polymorphism, but method overriding is runtime polymorphism. Okay, and today, this week, we will cover mainly GUI programming, graphical user interface programming, and event-driven GUI programming. But before we start GUI programming, has anyone any question about previous especially object-oriented principles? Okay, let's do a review. So in our next class, I will do a review. Okay. So actually, we don't need enough time for. We don't need actually. Okay, there are actually 3 classes. One is test, and another 3 classes for GUI programming. But 2 classes for GUI programming should be fine. Especially in my last lecture, last 2 lectures, I reviewed object-oriented principles. Has anyone any question?
Can you go over typecasting?
Okay, that's good question. Before I go typecasting, it's better I have a program in last one of the previous lecture I discussed. Let me see which one. Maybe I sent you a link. Let me get that program, then it will be quickly. I can class. Okay, by the way, another thing is that I forgot to tell in last lecture that we use super keyword in Java, and similar keyword in C# is called base keyword. Okay, same thing, base keyword. In Java, in last lecture we discussed super, right? Which one? Let me get that program, then it's easy for me to discuss. Okay. Oh, too many copies here. Okay, this one. Okay, polymorphism, right? Poly means many, morphism means form. Okay, that means many forms in an object can play multiple roles. Okay, in or that we can say different role in different situation. Okay, so for instance, so somewhere where right now I'm a teacher, right? I'm playing as a role as a teacher. But somewhere, if I still continue my studies, somewhere I'm a student, right? So I have different role in different situation. And similarly here in this course, you are a student, but somewhere you may be a teacher, right? So in real life, we know that if some people play multiple role in multiple situation, there is kind of polymorphism in real life. Okay, so let us go to this class. So an abstract class, mammal class, and then interface, talkable, and then dog class, extend mammal class, and then implement talkable, cat class, extend mammal class. Okay, let's see. Yes. So in order to understand polymorphism, actually, okay, polymorphism, there are two types of polymorphism. One is compile time polymorphism, another is runtime polymorphism. Actually, polymorphism means runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism is method overloading. Okay, so polymorphism, if we say polymorphism, first one is compile time polymorphism is the method overloading. Okay, and second is runtime or dynamic. This one is called static. Okay, this one is called static, runtime or dynamic polymorphism. Okay, one of the example is method overloading, overriding, and we can say uh, we can object relationship. We can define as a explain as an object relationship. Okay, so let us discuss. So you understand method overloading and method overriding, right? Two string method we override. By that we remember that. Okay, for this class, okay, so this class is a mammal class. So image uppercase. Okay, this is mammal class. Okay, and it has some method. This is the breathe method, and there is an interface. Okay, so okay, actually interface is like declared as with dotted line. Okay, interface talk about. Okay, and this mammal class has two subclasses. One is dog another is cat, right? Okay, so you see the dog class, it has talk method, and and uh, okay, cat class, it does not have talk method. Okay, but cat class, it, since this method is okay, so we can override breathe, breathe. Okay, maybe later I change it. Okay, so it has over. Okay, so here, so this one is breathe method. So it should be a abstract, but I change it. So it is overridden breathe method. Okay, so one thing. So far you understand everything, right? You understand this? Has anyone any question from this implementation? Who asked me to explain polymorphism? You should talk to me, okay? I want to make sure that you are understanding. Hello? Okay, you should talk to me, okay? So if you don't understand, please let me know. Okay, one thing is that whatever we know, wall, dog are mammal, and wall, cats are mammal, right? But no dog is cat, no cat is dog, right? It's clear there is no relation between dog and cat. Okay, so since dog is a subclass of mammal, so all dogs are mammal, and cat is a subclass of mammal, all cats are mammal. Now on the other hand, right? Okay, not all mammals are dog, but some are, right? So not all mammals are dog or cat, but some are, right? That is, some mammals are dog and some mammals are cat, right? So in order to understand like polymorphism or typecasting, we need to understand two things. There are two types of typecasting. The typecasting and polymorphism, these are related. Typecasting, okay, sorry. One is called upcasting. So upcasting means, you see the up arrow, all dogs are mammal, all cats are mammal. Upcasting is automatic. Okay, it is easy. You don't need to, I'm sorry. You don't need to do anything for upcasting. It is automatic. That means all, okay. That means all dogs are mammals. So that means all dogs inherit properties from mammal. Now number two, downcasting. Downcasting where you are coming down. So you see that arrow is up. So downcasting is not automatic. Okay. So typecasting and polymorphism, if you understand both together, then it is easy. Then you will understand two things and they are related. Okay. So downcasting is not automatic. So then how can we implement this? We can implement downcasting by typecasting. Okay, so we can we can implement polymorphism by downcasting. One thing is that, for instance, we said all not all mammals are dog, but some mammals are dog, right? So for instance, then if we put a filter over here, so if we put a filter over here, okay, so if we put a filter over here, and then our filter, so then mammals come through this filter, and then through this filter, whatever it goes, okay. So the dog filters, if you put a dog filter over here, so that means through this filter, whatever it will come, those are definitely dog. And if we put another filter over here, so then we can, if we do filtering over here, then we can filter out the cat mammals that are cat, right? So everyone understand this up to this? So now if you understand this, then it is easy to understand typecasting and polymorphism. For instance, here we said that we have a talk method, this talk method, right? Talk method is okay. Talk method is defined within the dog class, right? So is it defined within the mammal class? No, mammal class does not have talk method. Okay, now if I declare an object of mammal, for instance this one, we say mammal m2. So m2 is type is mammal, but later if we now if one type 1 is mammal, that means this m2 can be either a dog or a cat, right? So a mammal can be a dog or a cat. For instance, if we say mammal, all mammals, for instance, let us consider that there are only two species in this world, only dog and cat. There is nothing. There are many other animals, but we are not considering that. Okay, we are considering that all mammals are either dog or cat, nothing else. Okay, so here if we say mammal m2, that means this m2 can be either a dog or a cat, right? So now if we say m2 equal to new dog, that means I am instantiating mammal m2 as a dog instance. Okay, now see, does m2 has its is we know the dog has talk method, right? Okay, dog has talk method. Okay, so then should it call this talk method? So if we say m2 dot talk, okay, should this work? Okay, no, it will not work. So it will make an error over here. Okay, if we run program, we will see that we will get an error on line number 40. So we'll get an error at line number 40 because this dog, okay, this m2 is a dog instant, but it is a type of mammal, not a type of dog. Okay, so I cannot use this one. So in order to use this one, if I need it, I need to do typecasting. I need to use that filter. You remember that a few minutes ago we use a filter, concept of filter, right? So how do we do filtering? For instance, we do a dog filter. For instance, it's a dog, and then m2, okay, and then since I need to use dot operator now, so but this will not work, so then we need to give extra parenthesis, then I can say talk. Okay, now this statement will work. So this will not work, but this will work. Okay, So here it is called downcasting. Okay, or what is that called? Explicit casting. Okay, but upcasting is automatic. So why do you have upcasting? So this is downcasting, okay, and typecasting and polymorphism is happening here. Two casting, okay, and then polymorphism or and then dynamic or runtime polymorphism is happening here. Okay, does not work. This does not work. So you understand this one? So you see that if I take out all of this, so this last statement will be this one. They have effect of talk method. What is the talk method? It says that I am a dog. I'm a dog. Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I got it now. Thank you.
Okay. But so this is called downcasting. Okay. So let's go upcasting. Let me review upcasting. Upcasting is that mammal, right? Mammal class has breathe method. So then dog, any dog instance have access to this breathe method. So I say, if I say dog, you see that M3 is a mammal, or if I say dog, so dd1 equal to new dog. So dd1 dot, I see that I have breathe method, access to breathe method. Okay, so this is here, it is called downcasting, and it is automatic, and it is automatic. Automatic means, so dd1, it is already dog, right? So breathe method was a part of mammal class, so you don't need to convert it to a mammal. You don't need to say mammal d1. Okay, so this is typecasting. You know that typecasting this one, and but I need an extra pair of parentheses to use dot. So this, so it is here. This one actually is obvious to that one, similar. Okay, actually this one, the above statement, this statement is equivalent to this statement. Okay, this statement is equivalent to this statement. So yet it has typecasting, but since it is downcasting, right, so then it is automatic. We don't need to use this one, just you can use dd directly. So this is downcasting, but upcasting is not automatic. Okay, upcasting is not automatic. No, I'm sorry. This is upcasting. This is upcasting. Upcasting is automatic. Okay, upcasting is automatic because all docs are, did I write correctly? Yes, upcasting is automatic. Okay. So now you understand? Has anyone any question? This is a critical thing, okay? So this is, I believe this is the most critical thing here in programming. So when you go for application development, you will see like this kind of typecasting a lot for large scale application development. And this is a good interview question, okay? So typecasting and dynamic polymorphism are related. So it's okay. Has anyone any question? Okay, has anyone any question? Okay, if you don't have any question, then I want to go to the next topic. Okay, GUI programming. Okay. So one thing. Okay, GUI means graphical user interface. So all of the programs and applications so far we use in our daily life are GUI based, graphical user interface based. Okay, the top one is called GUI. Okay, so graphical user interface, and the bottom inside this there are some backend programs and then database attachment and HTML codes. So and then especially sorry, not HTML, that like Java or other level of codes that work on the behind. For instance, for web-based application, you see the web pages and web-based application. These are, so you see the PHP page, but the front page is PHP, but backend there are other programming languages. Right, in developing enterprise application, multiple programming languages are used. For instance, Java is used. Java and JavaScript are used on the front end, and then the back end like C++ or Python or C# language is used to connect with database. Okay, so if we consider that an application as a building, so a building is constructed on some pillars, right? So maybe RCC or steel pillars or heavy pillars, and then based on the pillars, so there are some frames and then boundaries, walls, right? So whatever we see from outside, we see wall, and we generally do not see the pillars, right? Pillars are mainly hidden inside, okay, in the construction. So same thing in programming language. So in application, so we see on the front end and the back end there are some applications. There are some programming heavy structure on which our application the uh, mm, application is constructed. Okay, so far the programs we practice, we call these are called console based application. You see the console based application, this means output is shown on a console, like blackboard. But modern programming and application are developed with GUI based, graphical user interface based. So that question is that, so the programming languages we are learning so far, Java and C Sharp, are these used only for console programming? No, they can be used for GUI programming as well as. Okay, so the concept of this GUI, this module, is to give you some idea how GUI programming is developed using Java and C Sharp. So Java, actually program Java based, there are some, it's called tool. Okay, so Java Swing, Java Applet, and then Java Effects. These are the tools that are used on top of Java to develop GUI based programming, Windows based programming. Okay, but on C Sharp has its form, it's called form, C Sharp form. Okay, C Sharp, Microsoft has its own tool that is used for GUI programming. So if we develop GUI programming, in the behind there will be standalone on console program. Okay, so mainly you will do this module in your lab. Okay, you will practice this in lab course, but I will give you some hints so that you can continue your practice in your lab course, lab class. Okay, so see this slide, how many slides? 24 slides. Okay, 24 pages. These are for Windows form application tutorial with example. So people who are taking Java lab, so C Sharp lab, I like everybody to download this. Okay, so download these and print this and follow the steps. Okay, so you may get this or this kind of uh, interactive tutorials on other places like on YouTube or on any website. You can follow those, or at least first follow this one. Okay, so if you follow these steps, it will tell you step by steps how to develop a web-based application. So it will not you will not learn from a like very sophisticated application developer from this tutorial, but you will have some start of knowledge. How to add in, for instance, how to add a label to a button, how to display some message when you click on a button, how to display something else when you do double click or something. So you see that these are very interactive and then step by step. Okay, so then it has some extra like adding group boxes and then adding text boxes, label, and then someone. Okay, so I like everybody who are taking C Sharp lab, please download this and hopefully you can print it out and then follow step by step to develop a sample GUI based application. So at the end of this tutorial you will see that you will be able to draw. So this form, you see that this form, if you follow this form will be created automatically because of the object oriented programming principles inheritance. Okay, so for instance, whenever a form class is created, it will inherit its parents classes. Some parents properties. Okay, so this is why you will get this structure automatically, and then later you need to add some other like labels and then text boxes and then command button and something. Okay, maybe radio button. You see that there are some options. Okay, so whenever you design this, okay, you can design this user interface. Once you design this interface, then you can later add codes behind this. So whenever you click on this on this top item, so then it will pop up with some method format, method structure template that will allow you to write some code. Whenever you write some code over there, and then when these programs are this program is executed, so then when you click, do an action over there in the button, click a button or say something, that action like will be implemented, that we call event. Okay, event means sometime when you do right click, it does something, right? Whenever you do double click, it does something else. Whenever we do right click or left click or single click, then it does something else. So each of these are called event. Okay, an object can hold multiple events, and an object can perform multiple actions based on the event. So later you will see that whenever you click over there, it will give you message template, and then you need to write code, some more code over here. So people who are taking C# lab, I like you to uh, download this and do some practice. And there are some bunch of tutorials on Windows form, C# based Windows form application development online. Okay, so you can download this and follow this, and at least please go through this, then you will see that at the end you will be able to develop something like this. And in your lab you will be you will be asked to write, to develop some application. We call this kind of application as a project for developing a simple calculator or something related to this, or say something simple. Okay, later whenever you get some concept, then you will be able to develop a better and more sophisticated application. Okay, so has anyone any question about this C# Windows Form application tutorial?
Are Java students going to get to do something like this?
No, I'm talking about Java now. Okay, Java has some other tools that we will discuss. Let me finish with C#.
Where is this located at?
Sorry?
Where is this document located at? Is it
This document is you know this page, right?
Yep.
Research space. Here, this one.
Okay.
Part 1 GUIs and C version, this one. So these two, actually these three down, these three. Okay. So in lab, actually, you will spend 2 weeks doing this. Okay, and lecture, actually we will have, okay, we will have only a few things we will discuss in lecture, just to give you an idea that so Java or C# is not only used for console programming, this also can be used for GUI programming as well as. Okay, so if you don't have any question about Java, yeah, Windows Form application, C# Windows Form, it's called Windows Form application. Okay, FORM, form. Then now I want to spend a few minutes about uh, Java. So if you do a Google search, okay, so for instance Java to GUI tools. it's called tools or framework. Okay, GUI tools, we can say tools. Okay. So Java has a number of tools. Like for instance, Java FX is one of them. Okay, but it is sometimes here is called dead. Really, it is dead. I work in several companies. I don't see anything that they use Java FX yet. Some companies they still use Java FX, but for instance, Java has another one is called Java Swing. Okay, and then Java Applet. You see that Java FX, Java Swing. Okay, and then these are all Java based tools to develop what is that called, GUI based application based on Java. So see more, let us see what it show more. Okay, so it is called AWT. Okay, AWT. So in some companies they use AWT. This is a very older version. Okay, but still Java, some companies are still using Java FX or Java Swing. Okay, but in this course, so it says, is it dead? Still some companies they use Java FX. Okay, Java actually is a very strong programming language. Okay, and then on the front end, now people actually use multiple languages like JavaScript. JavaScript is although different from Java, but is more related to HTML, and then with it is easy to code or to connect Java and JavaScript and HTML. So code are pretty looks like similar. Okay, so okay. So if you do, so Java Swing is another older one still, but Java Swing and Java FX these are used. So our goal is to give you an idea, at least one of these tools. So later, whenever you get some idea, later if you go for a company job, whatever tool they use, okay, you will be able to understand those and learn those yourself in a few weeks. So you see that Java Swing is WT. Okay, and then AWT is that on our start window toolkit. Okay, so these are still some companies still they use this. Okay, so okay, so let me see. Sorry, I did not go through these slides, but whatever I so far I discussed, these are mainly mentioned in these slides. Okay, so like for instance, developing a calculator program. Okay, one thing is that, so you need to understand the coordinate system. Okay, so the coordinate system, GUI coordinate system. Okay, so GUI means graphical user interface. GUI coordinate system. So whenever you want to develop a GUI, graphical user interface based application, for instance, a calculator window or something, calculator program like this. So there will be main screen, right? We have, whenever we use your smartphone or any device, we find it like this kind of screen, right? Either this or like this kind of. I'm talking about this. In this kind of. So this in geometry, in regular geometry, we know that our coordinate system is like this, right? This is the point is called 0, 0, 0 or center, and then we go, this is called x-axis and this is called y-axis, right? So on the x-axis we say y equal to 0, and then the y-axis we say x equal to 0, and then we have a point here over here. So this point, if we say a, that means this one a, if we say x1 x2, that means this one up to this one is x1, and up to this one is x2, right? And this one is x1. Okay. So this is the coordinate system in geometric coordinate system, a regular geometric coordinate system. Okay, but GUI coordinate system, in GUI coordinate system, the upper left corner is the, we call center or zero, origin 0. Okay, so then here on this side we say x-axis, this is called void, or x-axis or void, and this is y-axis, that means y-axis, you can say capital X and capital Y. So here this is y-axis and height. So here if I have a point, for instance P x1 x2, then here from here to here this one will be x1. Okay, so I will put my point here. Okay, and this part here, this part, it is x2. So it will start from the here and it will go right first, then x-axis or wide, and then this is height. So for instance, if this point is default 0 0, right, this point is 0 0, so in geometric and graphic with this point 0 0. So if we have here, so it's just 599 599 comma 599, so then that means 600 by 600 pixel, right? So 0 to 599 equal to 600. That means there are 600 times 600 pixels. We call pixels. So that means there are 600 division lines through this. Okay, there is small lines, 600 lines. Okay, equal lines, and then this one 600 lines. Okay, the top, and then each of these is a very cell. It's called cell. So whenever as many pixel you do have, your window or your application will look smooth. Okay, so now in our application we see that 1800 pixel, we see that 1800 pixel, right? 1800 pixel by say 1200 pixel. So that means you have more smaller pixels, then your picture will be smooth, nice. So this is the GUI pointing system and into system. So for instance, here x-axis is this way and y-axis is down. Okay, so this on 699 to 399, that means from here to here 699, that means it is 700 by 400. This is area, this area is 700 by, and the small unit is called a pixel. Okay, so like 100 years ago, maybe 50 a few decades ago, people know that there were only a few colors, 7 colors or 10 colors or 20 colors, right? But now people know that there are millions of color, right? With the combination, you see that with the combination of one RGB, red, green and blue, with this different value. So red can start from 00 and then it go 00, this value goes from 00 to ff means that f means 15 in hexadecimal system. So with the combination of these three, we get many colors, right? So in order to develop our GUI based application, we use this multiple colors. Okay, so here, okay, I'm showing you. Let me see how many slides we do have. Okay, we do have a few slides, but this will also, you will get this in your lab course. So these slides, these are some methods, okay, in Java, and then comparative method in C#. There are some methods, so you don't need to memorize this, but in some point you will use some of these methods. Okay, so I like, so the C#, this code, this slide is mixed of C# and Java. So at the beginning, I give you a source of C#. Now let me give you some source code for Java or JavaFX. So if you go to my YouTube channel and so go to a playlist, and I have one playlist is called JavaFX. So it says JavaFX and GUI programming. So please, in this short, this 3 videos, you see that. So if you watch these 3 videos and then practice this, then you will be able to develop a GUI based application like a calculator. At the end, you see that you will be able to develop writing code to add 2 numbers. I'm going here soon. Okay, give me 5 more minutes please tonight, and then I will finish it. For instance, you need to complete, in order to GUI programming, you need to complete this first tutorial first. It will help you to install JavaFX plugin for Oxygen for your Eclipse. I use Eclipse, but you may use IntelliJ or other IDE. Okay, but you need to do Google search how to find those plugins. Okay, so if you watch this video, so then it will guide you how to install, how to download JavaFX plugin with your Eclipse. Once you have that plugin, then if we will go to the second tutorial. So in the second tutorial, at the end of the second tutorial, so what you will do, okay, at the end of this second tutorial, you will see that you will be able to develop something very simple. So writing code, then you will be able to, here is a click me. So there is a button, and once you click the button, it will show you a label, show you a display message on a label. Okay, so this is the sample, this is a sample program. So if you practice this, then you will get a startup for your lab. Okay, and then when you do the second one, then go to the third one. So the third one, at the end of third tutorial, you will be able to develop a like basic addition operation for a calculator program. For instance, you will get a screen, a window that will allow you to enter two numbers, and then when you click on the plus sign, you see that it will allow you to add. It will display the sum of the numbers. So once you understand how to add two numbers, then you will be able to copy and paste this code in another button, another button for subtraction, another button for multiplication. Division is a little bit difficult, right? You need to consider that the denominator is not 0. If denominator is 0, then you say infinite. You need to give a message. Otherwise, pretty same. So then you can do this in your lab. You need to do a programming GUI programming application, but this will be a startup. If you follow this, then it has code inside. Okay, so every stage I added code, so you can follow this code and write this code, and then you will be able to one. Okay, so everywhere I have some code. Okay, text. Okay, I can give you the complete code. Okay, but if I give you complete code, you will not maybe hopefully learning. Okay, such copying and pasting code will not be helpful, but if you practice this, then you will be able to learn something new. Especially you will see that whenever you do this kind of programming, you will see that, for instance, this one, you see that semicolon is here, right? So that means this entire thing is one statement. This entire thing is a statement. You see that this is the method. Okay, so you see that button dot, this is a method. Within one method, we are creating an object on the fly. Okay, and that method is creating another object, and that method is printing something. So you see that a method is creating an object on the fly. So new is used to create an object, right? So we are creating an object, but we are not giving any name of that object. Okay, we are keeping it unnamed. And then whenever you do practice, you need to be careful. You need to give same all of the code semicolons and here. That means this semicolon here, it means this is, you see that this is related to this one. Yeah. Okay. Actually, you see, this is an entire statement, one statement, single statement. Okay. So, okay, so please practice this. Once you practice this, then you will have a startup knowledge. Okay. With JavaFX. Okay, has anyone any question? So I'm giving you this this URL, and then if you get a startup from here, then on the internet and then YouTube, there are many tutorials. Then you can go this. Okay. Fix. Okay, has anyone any question?